We're back. Share to group. And just the hardcore challenge. Alright. We're back.
Challenge? No, just a hardcore challenge.
Technical difficulties. I won't do that again.
So
Jesus, if that would have happened during my freaking reaction show, I'd have lost my fucking mind. Because that show has like fucking 200 and some shares out there. When I lose the feed, that means the feed drops dead and like groups all over the freaking world.
So Matt moved out of Tama.
Moved out of Tama. I didn't get the whole story, Matt. What the heck does fourth phase mean? So like the fourth phase of your life?
Ooh,
or
that's deep. I like
it.
it.
Are you that deep? I don't know. With your fancy football team name?
Fourth phase.
Fourth phase
of my life. It's a new chapter.
It was probably good. We'd been on about an hour. It's probably good to start a new feed up anyway. Oh, it went sideways. Shit went sideways, man.
Whoa!
Went straight sideways on me.
Sideways. Fourth phase, pick somebody.
Epic fail. Epic fail.
Yes, I'm sorry. It was.
You are one pathetic loser.
Hey,
yeah, because it's your pick.
Alright, it is my pick. Man, I don't pick again for a while. I've gotta look hard here. This is a big position. I need a solid backup quarterback. Man, there is a lot of good quarterbacks still on the freaking board. You got Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton, Eli Manning, Ryan Tannehill. I mean, these are solid starters. I mean,
yeah, there's some starters.
There's some starters. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Flacco though. Actually, I'm going Dalton. Drafted Andy Dalton. It's Red Rocket, Red Rifle, whatever the hell his nickname is. Keep. So we didn't get the rest of the story. Didn't get the rest of the story. So you moved out of Tama, obviously, so you dropped the Tama Terrors. But what's the fourth phase mean? Is that, some futuristic reference? Were you abducted by aliens?
Were you probed?
I mean, it's okay if you were. We know it was against your will. Red Rocket, Red Rocket.
He's not the
Red
Rocket.
Somebody got the reference.
He better not be the Red Rocket.
Somebody got the reference. It was Stone, of course. Stone's like, he knows what's up.
Hey!
He's a South Park guy from way back in the day. I don't draft again until pick 214. We're currently on pick 185. Blackout's up. Our only new owner in the AFC.
Hey, you should pick another Raider.
There's nothing left. I have the rest of them.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I've got Derek Carr, Marshawn Lynch, Amari Cooper, Khalil Mack. I can't take another because I can't have another guy in that bye week. Good Lord. Week 7's going to murder me.
Out in the street, they call it murder.
But I got Andy Dalton, so.
Yeah, how do you feel about that pick? I mean,
I like the Dalton pickup dude. I'm only planning on needing him for a week.
Yeah,
or two at most, and
hopefully it's one of those weeks where he just happens to play okay.
Well, his stats weren't terrible for 2017.
Man. Sure, overall, but from week to week, he didn't.
Yeah,
I mean, he had some single point weeks last year.
I don't expect
out of a quarterback single points.
I don't expect my quarterback to have to carry my team on this in my league. They just need to go out and give me a consistent, 15 to 20 points, and I'm happy with that.
My quarterback is going to carry my team. So as long as he is healthy, we are good.
It'd be nice, but I don't build my team to have to just be.
That's just where I'm at now. It's not like I was, I mean, I got rid of my core last year. My core was Cam Newton, Le'Veon Bell, and Julio Jones.
Yeah.
You know?
It was a good core. You had it for a while.
Yeah, I did. So.
Pretty much got your pick of team defenses at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm thinking of. I don't pick for a while. I don't pick this whole next round yet.
No, I have 2 picks in the next round. Dang it. All these picks.
Alrighty, where are we at here? You're up here in a minute.
Just a minute.
Let's see, and then you don't pick for. Let's see. So you got less than an hour till the NFC draft kicks off. We're deep here into our draft, finishing up round 12. Teams are starting to really take form. I like my team so far. I feel pretty happy about what I got cooking. I got my solid backup quarterback. Dalton's okay for a backup. I'll ride him for a week. That's about all I'd ride the Red Rocket.
If you're riding the Red Rocket, I mean, what you do in your free time is your business. That's cool.
Well,
Las Vegas. Super Bowl champion, Las Vegas Anarchy.
honestly, I didn't really want to see a new owner win it out of the first year, but you know, I wanted to see a little more resistance from our veterans. But
Yeah, well,
he had a team, man. He took down Tom though. That's why I got to give him credit because he took down.
He took down Tom, and then I don't know what happened. I scored 170 points all year.
The stars aligned the rest of the way.
Crap
Yeah.
like that.
The stars aligned the rest of the
74
way.
points or something, man. Oh.
We're gonna step aside for a quick break. We'll be back with you in a minute. All right, we're back. We're back, and what's going down here? Let's see. I am up soon. I'm getting there. I'm pick 214. We're currently on pick 199. You were what? You're up soon. You got what? 5 picks away. You're back up. Let's take a look at. I'd like to take a look at Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Let's see how he's rolling with Aaron Rodgers, Todd Gurley, Kareem Hunt,
That's stacked. That
Devontae
running back.
Adams.
Got the double tap with Devontae.
Hogan, solid. Tight end is
Njoku.
Njoku. No kicker yet. Defense is the Chargers. Flex is Marlon Mack. It's Marlon Mack, right? And Mack. I think it's Marlon. So Eli Manning at backup. Stills and Williams for the Chargers. He's got a solid team there. Tom is always known for having 2 solid running backs. It's his MO. He goes high on running backs, and having Gurley and Hunt, man, that's 2 heavy hitters right there. Coupled with Aaron Rodgers, and he's got. I was talking to you earlier about it. I love having the double tap of having Aaron Rodgers, and then he has Devontae Adams, much like I have Derek Carr and Amari Cooper. If you can get that quarterback wide receiver combination that hooks up for the season and in the red zone and becomes the big matchup, that's huge. I love having that.
That's why that Will Fuller grab, actually, I had him in my sights because, the number 2 wide receiver for Houston, if I don't know, Deshaun Watson to the number 2 guy isn't too bad at all. I was about to make that happen, but someone else had that idea before me, so.
Let's see. I think my next pick here figured out. Still sitting with hole at kicker and defense. That's the only holes I have in my starting lineup currently. Kicker and defense. I still got 4 bench positions to fill. The only starters are kicker and defense. I don't think I need to go kicker or defense real early yet, though. Individual defense, maybe. There still are some really good defenses out there. Somebody take the Oakland Raiders defense already? You gotta get the hell out of here. Who? Who?
I don't know.
They drafted the Raiders. I did not that I was going to take them. I just happened to glance across here because, and I see they're gone, and seems odd, but see them gone this early in the draft already. But you know what? The Raiders defense is a real dark horse. They've made a ton of changes there, changed coordinators, coaches. It's, if you're going to gamble on a defense, I guess gamble on a defense has been completely overhauled because you don't know what the hell they're going to be.
I suppose, but I mean, if there's any indication from last year, it's that they suck at defensive back.
Yeah, but they're not even the same defensive backs though.
Yeah,
it's a total overhaul.
Right, a total complete overhaul in that defensive backfield.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, both starters are gone. Emerson's in Kansas City, and Sean Smith just got out of jail.
So, about that.
So, yeah, it's a complete overhaul.
Freedom is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm on the clock.
Yeah, I can see them as they're a fair gamble, especially if we got Khalil Mack back, because Mack is you pick up Mack's stats along with it. Darion Conley actually got some playing time in the second preseason game, the number 1 pick from last season. If we can get him back and healthy, and being our number 1 corner on the opposite side, I think that's going to be huge. Opposite of Rashawn Melvin. I mean, none of these guys were even on the team last season. I mean, Conley was, but he didn't even play.
So it should be interesting.
Yeah. It's a whole new defensive, coaching staff. You knew everything, so you never know.
As far as I know, they still got Khalil Mack. And yeah.
Well, yeah, we still have Khalil Mack for now. Let's take a peek at our new owner. Let's see. He's got Matt Ryan, Blackout. Steve, our newest owner, only new owner in the AFC this season. He's got Matt Ryan, Alvin Kamara, LeGarrette Blount. Blunt's on the Lions now?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I guess I hadn't sunk in yet. Martavius Bryant at wide receiver. Larry Fitzgerald. Cameron Braith, tight end for Tampa. Panero, kicker for Oakland. Chiefs defense. Wide receiver Cup. Aaron Donald. Derek Johnson. Raiders defense. Sammy Watkins. He's got a pretty solid team, actually. If you look at Matt Ryan, Kamara, Fitzgerald, and Martavius Bryant, that's a pretty solid team. Alrighty, I'm on the clock here in 4 picks. We're on pick 211. I'm pick 214. Check out my team. I still got a couple holes to address. All of my starters except for kicker and team defense.
Yeah, I don't have a kicker.
Kicker I can about draft last. I mean, I'll draft out of the best of whatever's left for the most part, as long as I got a starter. I mean, kickers are hit or miss. I mean, if you got the best kicker in the league, yeah, that's great. But other than that, as long as I got a solid middle of the road guy, I'm okay with that. It's not like you come in with a big strategy on kickers. If you say you do, I call you a liar.
Strategy this year.
Your team is now on the clock.
All right.
My team's now on the clock. Apparently I had the volume turned down on that earlier. My team is now on the clock. All right. I'm taking Sam Darnold.
Oh.
Quarterback, New York, Jets, Jets.
Oh, the Honey Badgers in Houston, though. That was a good pick by somebody. Who picked 213? Matt who? Was that Keith?
Keith.
Yeah, the Honey Badger. He's one of my favorite guys on defense.
Just because you like his name.
No, hey, because he's a baller, dude. Like, he makes tackles, he wants to score, but he's on defense, he hits, and he hits hard. He's a ball hawk. Like, he's a good player.
Oh, come on!
Whatever.
You just like his name.
I do not.
You like his name.
Whatever.
It's a cool nickname, though. The Honey Badger. You gotta admit.
Oh, for sure. I'm about to go out there.
Here, give me a minute. I'll trade. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, hey guys. It's your vice president, Matt Herrin, also known as Prime. It's because it's my DJ name. That's a whole other story. Anyway, thanks for voting for me if you did. If you didn't vote for me, I hope to change your mind throughout the year. Anyway. If you have any thoughts, concerns, anything about the league you want addressed, feel free to let me know. It's a pretty good draft so far. It's pretty cool to be here at Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. I'll be back home tomorrow, though. Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, thanks, Stone. Good looking out. And I'm sorry for the people that have nothing to do with this. Hi there. That have nothing to do with this league or this draft. If you're just tuning in, yeah, this is my fantasy football draft. My pick is coming up. You know, pardon me while I focus for a moment. I'm not buying, I'm planning, son. Good Lord. I'm not balling like that. I can't take 16 people to Vegas. What do you think I am? But what I will do is put together a plan, and based on the number of people that are willing to go, basically, we'll figure out basically how much it would cost per person.
Your team is now on the clock.
I'm coming up here again, ain't I? I gotta be.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
So yeah, I'll put together a package for everyone, and it'll depend on how many of us can actually make it. You know, the sooner you plan, the more cost effective it can be. You know what I'm saying? So save that money. Save that money. Save that money. Get it. Let's go to Vegas. All of that. All of that, Mo. That's right. Hardcore challenge. Just leveled up. All right. We go to Vegas, y'all. Our league levels up. Let's do it.
There you go.
That's how that works. Charge.
To Vegas.
Yeah.
So the NFC draft will be kicking off in about 38 minutes. That one's going to be kicking off soon. So I'm interested to see how the first round goes in that compared to what the first round went in this draft.
Yeah, well, you got to think their keepers were completely different. So I mean,
Yeah.
like, who's
You know, you had guys keeping Eddie Lacy, Mo.
Eddie Lacy?
Oh,
I'm not sure
Does
that
he got?
Eddie
Does
Lacy
Eddie
on
Lacy
an
have something
active
on you?
roster.
Like he's got some nude pictures of you or something? You think, like, yeah, I had to draft him. Or... Just curious.
See, there's a sex tape, right? We wanted to get out, so Eddie Lacy made a deal with me and said, draft me on your fantasy team, keep me on your fantasy team, and this sex tape will never hit.
Yeah.
He voted for me.
Nice.
Hey, votes are important.
Yeah, they
Especially
are.
when you're only trying to sway 31 other guys.
I had T.O.'s, Terrell Owens, Hall of Fame tears supporting my campaign. Thank you.
Now, how the hell did T.O. make it on the Hall of Fame edition of Madden? Of all people to pick for the cover.
Because
It's
he's T.O.
I know, but he shit all over the Hall of Fame, and so why would they pick him? You know, it was, I don't know, man.
Because it's his year.
I gotta get that damn thing for my son's birthday. I don't want to buy the fucking one with T.O. on. I'm gonna have to print out the alternate cover.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
To hell with that shit.
Nah, man, T.O.'s great. He loves him some him.
Get
I
your
love me some
get
me.
Your, get your popcorn ready.
Get your popcorn ready. I love me some me.
I'm coming around here. Let's talk.
All pro afro on the clock.
I've only got 4 more picks. 5 more picks still. 5 more picks still. I tell you what, these late round picks.
Gets a little thin, but hey.
Yeah, I can get a. The late round picks in our draft, I think, are very, very important. If you can pull talent out of your final picks and guys that are actually going to produce for you. All right. Blackouts on the clock. Goes with Ha Ha Clinton Dix.
That's one of the funniest names. I don't care. In the NFL.
Except for Jim Bob Cooter.
Well, that's right up there. That's right.
just
That's
a
like
good
the
name.
top 2 for sure. Ha ha, Clinton Dix. If only Bill Clinton was still in office, then it could be like a political joke.
Oh, God.
Ha ha, Clinton Dix. Or if what's her face would have won. No, that wasn't her. Yeah, that was her. Yeah. Hillary. Ha ha, Clinton Dix. All right, that's my pick. Yep, you voted me in, guys. Thank you for that.
This is your league.
All I am your league. Clinton Dix.
Ha ha. Clinton Dix. I got pick 235, the next pick, and then 246. I'm up bang bang here.
Bang bang.
I got two coming up. These are gonna be two big picks for me. These are 2 big picks.
Your team is now on the clock.
My team is now on the clock. Thank you, Roger. Roger the Dodger. Let's see, what do we got here? What do we got for talent out here still? Let's see, I gotta do some quick research here. Hold on, bear with me, 65, 53, 40. I'm drafting Richard Matthews, the Tennessee Titans, who have some ugly-ass new uniforms and helmets, man. Listen, you teams NFL teams that think you got to keep changing your shit like every year or two, that means you have no goddamn identity. Because a real NFL franchise will rock that classic shit forever. And I'm not just saying that because it's the Raiders that do it, but other teams do it as well. I mean, the Bears don't change. I mean, you know, for the most part, the Packers don't change. I mean, real solid franchises don't need to change their looks. That shit's classic. If you got to keep changing yourself up every couple years, that means you got no identity and you're still trying to figure it out. And to me, that's the Titans. Those were some ugly ass uniforms. I was watching them play last night, and their new helmets and new uniforms with those goofy looking silver shoulders. That is a goofy ass look, and they you know, they're retread Oilers for the most part anyway, so they don't really have an identity anyway. They need to figure it out, because I think their new change up is laughable at best. All right, I'm up soon here, 246. Then I've got a little bit of a lull till 267. Feel good about my bench currently. So I got James White, couple quarterbacks, Sam Darnold. He could be my hot rookie quarterback that I offer up to you guys in about week 3 or 4, and you know, hopefully pull a #1 draft pick out of one of you guys for him. But you never know which one of these rookie quarterbacks turns out to be the hot quarterback for the year. Sam Darnold's set up to have a decent possibility to be that guy, because he's getting thrust into, obviously, a team where they're just going to give him the reins, and if he has any success statistically. I thought he was a good pickup too, Corey. He's pretty solid. Looking at his stats, he had 53 receptions last year, 4 touchdowns. Season before that, 65 and 9. That's solid. Alright, I'm about up again here. We're on pick 244. I'm pick 246.
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
All right. King Salami on the clock. Just knocking him down. King Salami on the clock. With 4th phase on deck.
Fourth phase. Still really don't have clarification, Matt. You still haven't finished the damn story. What the hell does 4th phase mean? We understand why you dropped Tame and Tears. We need to fill in the rest of the blanks here. We need to know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
So you got less than 30 minutes before the NFC draft is live.
King Salami. Auto draft.
About to have them both up here. About to have 2 screens of live draft action here in a minute, because that draft should be going live in 4 minutes.
Your team is now on the clock.
I am now on the clock, and I am drafting my team defense to fill out my squad. It's one of the last 2 starting positions that I need, and I'm drafting the Pittsburgh Squealers defense. They always got a solid defense. They're good for fantasy points, and I'm gonna scoop them up. I'm gonna roll with them. I've answered twice. Well, I'm sorry, Matt. We're slow. I'll have to go back through the comments. The last time I tried to touch the comments to scroll back to see the answer, the damn screen flipped sideways on me, so I'm not touching it again. We'll throw it out there since we're getting late in the AFC draft. If anybody would like to come on the show, we'll slide you in on split screen, and you can talk about your draft and how you feel it went. I'll throw that out to any of the AFC owners. If you're watching through your handheld device via the Facebook mobile app, all you gotta do is just turn your phone sideways and hit accept, and they'll slide you right in via split screen. Then when we ask you to disconnect, please just simply hit the X and slide out. It's a Bears thing. Oh, well, I don't even want. Fourth phase is it's a Bears thing.
Yeah.
Is that
Good luck with that.
Is that like the Rams and their mob squad? Whatever the fuck that means. I was trying to get Rams fans to explain that to me yesterday on my live stream, and none of them could explain it. What the hell's the mob squad? What's that got to do with the Rams? I mean, nothing. Shirts should be in probably within the next week or two. The order's already been put in. I'm just waiting for them to fill the order and get it shipped to me. Then they will be sent out right away. Let's see, you're up next, huh?
Yep.
You're up next.
Bleeding green. Going.
Your
Going.
team is now on
All
the
right.
clock.
Your team is now on the clock. Going Vernon Davis. I only need a kicker now to fill out my starters. I got 2 bench positions and a kicker. So I guess I got to start looking to see who's left. You can see there's plenty of solid kickers left. Maybe we're going to draft a kicker at this point. Do I dare? No, I dare not. I dare not. I like a guy who can nail the long ball. Like I gotta say, I always like a guy who can nail the long ball.
Your team is now on the clock.
Double dip in there. Another one coming back up. Let's see, I got... Getting into these late rounds. These picks are still important. Any owners want to come on in the AFC? If you're just finishing up your draft, or if there's any owners in the NFC that would like to pop on. NFC should be going live very soon. Stone Ponies on the board. Stone Pony.
Oh, is that what that was? Ah.
That's what that was. That was a Stone Pony. In case you were wondering. So let's see what I got. I'm rolling with. I got plenty of wide receivers. I got backup tight ends. Running back. God, do I even try to think about that guy again? Jesus Christ. What did he do last year? He didn't do shit last year. I had Kenneth Dixon. He didn't do shit. He's never done crap for me. I had him as a rookie. Interesting. You're struggling 6 or 7 picks ago. That's not good. I pretty much had. I like my draft so far. It's really well. I like the talent I've got.
Your team is now on the clock.
It's went very well this far. This is an interesting one right here. Tavon Austin. He's still there. And what I just found interesting. I was looking. You see that? They've got him listed positionally as a running back.
Now that is strange. I mean, he's a gadget player.
Exactly. But the fact that he's listed as a running back makes him very, very useful.
Yeah.
For me positionally, if they keep him listed as a running back, that's interesting. That is interesting. All right, Zeke can destroy. Big Dog's back up for his double dip. So my team is. I got 2 picks left. Where are you sitting at?
You got 3 picks left.
3 picks left. I got 2. I'm up again here in 4 more picks at 278, and then I'm back at 299, and then I am done.
Cancel that. I've got 2 picks left.
The NFC is live over here. So we've got the draft board. The NFC is up. It looks like we've got 13 owners in the NFC. Live, locked, and ready to go. That is freaking awesome. All owners have been represented thus far. We had a full slate of owners for the AFC for all of the early rounds, and that is exactly what we want to see. And it looks like we have 13 out of the 16 logged on. Well, I just got a message from one of our owners who had a family emergency come up, who's setting up their auto draft right now. So we may have 31 owners for the draft, and we may have one that doesn't make it. And you know he's going to be pissed because he was one of the guys that was deep in the NFC last season. I know he ain't a happy camper right now, but he said he may be able to pop on to get his first couple picks.
Your team is now on the clock.
I'm on the board again. Went with Tavon Austin last. I want to take a quick scan of talent in general. I'm taking Latavius Murray, running back for the Minnesota Vikings.
He's a bruiser.
That pretty much means I'm going kicker with this next kick so I can fill out my starters. You don't pick before me, do you? See, it doesn't matter. I'll throw it out. So I'm going that guy.
Oh, dude, he's solid.
I know he is, and that's what I like right there. Is that.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I like guys that can nail that long ball at kickers. And
he's always had a big leg.
That's where I go.
Always had a big leg.
So I'm going to go with that guy. So far we've got 14 logged on in the NFC.
Oh, yeah. Blackout on the clock. You should draft.
Let's see who's on the who's drafts first. Oh, it's Willie. Willie's got the first overall pick with the Bandits. He's not logged in yet.
Man, he must have been terrible last year.
Yeah. He did not do good. Draft starts in 15 minutes for the NFC. Just wonder who the first picks are going to be. You got Saquon Barkley.
And LaShawn McCoy.
Nobody kept LaShawn McCoy. Nobody kept Travis Kelce. Nobody kept Kenyon Drake. You know, it seems odd to me. Jarvis Landry. There's some names out there you think would have been on somebody's keepers list, but Jimmy Graham wasn't kept. Interesting. Very interesting. If any of the AFC owners would like to slip on via the split screen and talk about your draft, we'll throw that option up there. Just put it in the comments, and we can bring you on if you would like to join the show via split screen. Don't be scared. We won't pick on your draft too much. But I would like to pick some of your brains on what your strategy was, just to see how you come in and prepare for your draft. I'm down to one spot. I'm going kicker. It's the only position that I need left. Pick 299.
Your team is now on the clock.
Matt's on the clock. Who'd you go with? Frank Gore. I looked at Gore too. He's interesting. He could be something.
He's actually listed as the starter for Miami.
Interesting.
Yeah. Almost had 1,000 yards last year, but I mean that was with, a busted Indianapolis team with no real quarterback, or their offensive line was garbage too. I mean, not like Miami's offensive line is a wall of destruction, but
Yes. No, it's not.
We'll see how it goes.
No, I looked at Seabass. I don't want to go with Seabass. I really don't feel confident with him going through the season, man. He's too old. He's got back issues. He's got knee issues. There's a reason why the Raiders, let Seabass go.
Who's he with now?
He's with Seattle.
Oh.
He's a Rain City bitch pigeon. Okay, if you go back and look statistically, Seabass has been falling off over the last several years. Yes, Mo says we need WD-40 for the door. It's squeaking a little bit. Well, usually there's not people coming in and out of the studio typically. We got Average Joe Didinsky, owner, ready. He's getting ready. 3 minutes there. Who's gonna 11 minutes till the NFC draft starts. Who's gonna be the first pick off the board? Who are the Bandits gonna take? In the AFC, it was David Johnson, who was the shocker that wasn't kept. And he went off the board first, which forced Saquon Barkley into the hands of Zeke and Destroy. And I think he got lucky that fell to him. J-Dub has a family emergency. He's got his auto draft already set up. He's not going to be, unfortunately, able to make it to the draft. He's probably going to be the only owner that doesn't make it live, unfortunately. Life gets in the way still.
All right, my team is complete.
Your team is done. You're done, huh?
Yep.
No more picks?
No more picks.
No more picks. I'm almost done. I'm at 299 out of the 304 picks. And the NFC starting to get ready as the AFC is winding down. So it takes just about perfect. One's going to end as the other starts. And then let the trading begin. Remember, it takes 48-hour waiting period for all trades. I will give you a quick breakdown of the first round as soon as ours closes out, because it reboots the draft order every single time somebody makes a pick. So once it finishes out, I'll give you guys a rundown of what the draft order was for the first round of the AFC draft. We're on our final picks here as we're running it down. 10 minutes till the NFC draft starts. The AFC draft is ending. Its final picks are going. The NFC draft starts at 8. And looks like it would probably take about 2 hours, hour and 50 minutes as well. If there's any owners in the AFC that would like to join us via split screen, please put it up in the comments. We'd be happy to bring you on. We'd like to talk about your draft, what you think about it, and your draft strategy. How you feel about your team and your chances after you've just finished up your draft. My kicker's still there. Nobody's taken my kicker yet. Still missing 3 guys, and one of them is the first pick in the NFC. The Bears was there. Zach was there earlier. He'll be back. He was already logged in.
Your team is now on the clock.
Oh, you just took him, you son of a bitch.
Dang.
Took my kicker right out from under me. So I'm going to go, he was going to be my second option, so I'm going to take him. I'm going to go with Hauschka. He was the other one for the same reason. It's because I like the long ball.
Down to the last 3 picks. And Mr. Irrelevant for the AFC.
Thanks for attending the NFL Draft. Best of luck this season.
Whoa.
Get my team rated, huh?
Sure, let's see what happens.
Rate my team.
No, I don't need to do all
I ain't getting into all that crap. All right, so that draft is over. Results will remain open for, let's see, by round. As the, let's get the NFC board back up. Got the NFC board up. Bandits are beyond the clock here. They got 6 minutes to make their first pick. In the AFC, you had, let's get to our first round. David Johnson to the big dog with the first overall pick. Second pick went to Saquon Barkley to Zeke and Destroy. Third pick was Royce Freeman to Oh My Odell Yes. Then T.Y. Hilton to King Salami. Stephon Diggs to Fourth Phase. Zach Ertz to Silver and Black Attack. Mark Ingram to the Brady Bunch. Jerick McKinnon to Stinky Pinky. Martavius Bryant to Blackout. Marvin Jones to All-Pro Afro. Tom Brady to Zeke and Destroy. Alex Collins, running back to the Stone Ponies. Derrick Henry, running back to Bison Broncos. Ronald Jones, running back Tampa Bay to Bleeding Green. And Delaney Walker, tight end, Tennessee to Silver and Black Attack. Michael Crabtree, wide receiver, Silver and Black Attack. That's your first round in the AFC. About to see in 5 minutes here what's going to go on in the first round of the NFC. All right, we've got a couple minutes till the NFC draft. Well, everybody's probably just getting ready. I mean, they've been on there. I'm sure they'll be on there. Obviously, they've already been on and got their things set up. It's probably just timed out on them, Corey. That's all that means. They've probably already got the screen open. Just means they've stepped away for a second. That's all that means. They'll come back and refresh in 5 minutes.
It means absolutely nothing.
What?
But week 1, I am favored. Thank you. Thank you.
You're favored by how much? I haven't even adjusted my roster yet.
By 17 points.
Fuck your 17 points. All right. Draft's getting ready. Got the 2-minute breakdown here. We're going to step away for a couple minutes while we get ready for the start of the NFC draft. And the draft is live. First picks off the board, Prime. First picks off the board. Who do you think? Saquon Barkley. Shocker, shocker, shocker. Saquon Barkley goes first overall. He was pushed to second overall by default because David Johnson wasn't kept by the new owner in the AFC, Steve. And Big Dog took him with the first overall pick. Now here we are in the NFC. Now, if there's any of you AFC owners that would like to come on, please don't be shy. That's what makes the league fun. We want you guys to interact. I mean, the only people watching are our owners. So please feel free to jump on. If you just finished up your draft, we would like to talk to you. So if you just finished up your draft, don't be scared. If you got your phone in your hand, we can send you an invite. Just put it up in the comments if you'd like to join the show. NFC is drafting. Renegade Misfits is on the clock. Freeman is off the board again as Kristen drafts Freeman. One of our female owners, as we have two female owners, both in the NFC, both in the Great White North. Howard, running back. Chicago goes to Travis, Renegade Misfits, one of my former rivals, as he moved over. All right. You can come in too. We can probably both fit in split screen. I'm going to try to get two people on there.
What's up?
We both fit in there. All right. Jesus, you fucking ginger. It's Redbeard. Speaking of Red Rocket.
What's up, guys? What's up?
How's it going? All right. So how do you hold on? Let's jump back over. Let me get back to the AFC here. I want to pull up your team right quick. Hold on just a second. Let me jump over to the AFC. Let's pull up your team and let's see how you did. Let's see here. Let's go depth charts. All right, Zeke and Destroy. So I gotta say, I was shocked to see nobody kept Tom Brady, and you got to steal Tom Brady in the first round, man.
I agree. I was stoked about Tom Brady. And then
he's 41 years old.
Yeah.
But for this season, though,
this season's all that matters, right?
Yeah, you've got your future. You got Dak Prescott. So you already got your future quarterback. So Tom Brady.
No, I actually wanted to keep Baker Mayfield, but somebody grabbed him late in the rounds. He's going to be my future, but.
Well, you got Saquon Barkley and Tom Brady in the first round.
That's awesome.
That's a pretty damn good first round, I got to say.
Yeah.
And you ended up with Hyde and Smith to back Barkley and Elliott up. You got Amendola, Gallup, Goodwin, Allen Robinson, and Demaryius Thomas at wide receiver, Jimmy Graham at tight end. You got two kickers.
Yeah, I auto-drafted, man. I was my laptop took a crap, so I tried to do it on my phone, and it didn't work out. So I auto-drafted twice. So I picked up a crappy kicker. I don't even know where he came from. And then who was the other one? Gallup. Which Gallup I think is going to be good, but I wasn't going to pick him right then and there, you know.
It means nothing, but I am projected to beat you week 2.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll see what happens.
I call horse shit on the predictions of him beating me week 1. So,
yeah, no shit.
Well, so I'm pretty happy.
But no, all in all, I'm happy with my draft, man.
So, how do you feel about your defense, your individual defensive players? You got Golden on the line, Sean Lee, Smith, and Neal at defensive back.
I feel all right. I feel all right about them. Most of them are over 100, projected points. defensive players, they're just going to vary week to week anyways, depending who they're playing.
Having a solid linebacker is good, and I see you got Lee. He's a good starter if he can stay healthy. It's always been health with him, not talent. So
And Jalen Smith is going to ball this year, I have a feeling. So.
Well, hopefully. We'll see.
Your team is now on the clock.
Well, that's not my team.
Is now on the clock.
That's not my team.
But no, I was stoked about the first round. Brady's going to give me, good points all year long. He's going to be consistent.
That was getting Saquon Barkley and Tom Brady in the first round was that's a pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's a nice move.
Yeah.
That worked out. You were the benefit of two crazy situations. Somebody didn't keep Tom Brady, and then somebody didn't keep David Robinson, with forced Saquon Barkley right into your hands. David Johnson, yeah.
Yeah.
So
The funny thing about it, I was trying to convince James to pick up Barkley. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, he's going to be a future. Who knows? David Johnson's going to be injured, blah, 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 blah. I was going to pick up David Johnson and Tom Brady. That would have been amazing. But it is what it is. Barkley's going to be a stud too.
Well, yeah, it looks like
Let's hope so anyways. He could be a bust. You never know. But
that running back, you have no freaking idea.
right.
No idea. You really never know.
Exactly.
You really never know. So, if I play you, I got to play you pretty directly, because it's all divisional the first 3 weeks of the season.
Right.
So let's see here.
I'm aiming at Matt, man. Matt destroyed us last year. He destroyed us last year, man. We got to stop him. We got to slow his roll.
Who beat you last year?
Everybody beat me last year.
Not you.
Oh, me?
You lost 2 games.
I lost to.
Hold on.
I gotta look at it.
I can tell you. I'll beat you there. Hold on. Schedule 2017 by team. I beat you. Week 2, 136 to 120. For one, that was your first loss. So you have that,
Yeah. Then I whooped you like 214.
So you lost to
I put
me,
a 200.
and you lost to Knox Vegas Anarchy.
Yeah.
And you lost to Knox Vegas Anarchy again.
So guess who I guess I got to come
Ooh.
after now? Knox Vegas Anarchy. I guess that's who I'm
And man,
I'm chasing.
He
so.
handled you big time the first game.
Yeah, I know.
125 to 181, and then the spanking in the AFC Championship game.
My
Damn.
Yeah.
Kevin's been hard on you.
Yeah, Kevin.
Ouch.
Whatever.
92 to 160 in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, but look at the team. Look at this team. This team is not even the team that had the 11 wins.
It's a spank.
This is not even the team that had the 11 wins.
Well, we'll see. All right, so I get to see you in week 3. He sees you in week 2. So we're gonna know in the first 3 weeks how things shake out.
Yeah, for sure. I don't have a 6-game suspension this year. Zeke will be there the first 6 games. And Allen Robinson's going to be playing. He was injured right off the bat. He was supposed to be one of my number 1 receivers. I got off to a rough start last year. I started winning some games towards the middle, and then I just started tailing it. So, but you guys better watch out this year. I'm a contender. I'm not going to say I'm going to win anything. I'm just saying I'm better than I was last year. So.
Well, it's impossible not to be.
All right.
Because you sucked
Right.
last year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right.
No, you're right. No, let me go up.
Right. All right. I'll let somebody else get on here. Have a good night, guys.
All right. Good luck.
Later.
All right. Mikey T-Well, owner of Zeke and Destroy, finished up his draft. Got the benefit of grabbing Tom Brady and Saquon Barkley in the first round. Got Saquon Barkley at the 2nd overall pick, and then later in the round was able to grab Tom Brady as somebody didn't keep him, and he was still hanging around there. I got to say that was probably one of the biggest first rounds. I mean, I had 3 picks, and I wouldn't even say mine was that good. I went Delaney Walker, Zach Ertz, and Michael Crabtree in the first round. That's a pretty solid first round, though, too.
Yeah, I didn't have a first-round pick. I got Deshaun Watson last year for a first-round pick. So
he was your first-round pick then.
Yep.
And he everybody's saying He's money this season, so we'll see. We'll see. All right, looking at the NFC, who do we got off the board thus far? Tevin Coleman. Nobody kept Tevin Coleman. I'd kept him. He was one of my keepers. So Joe got Tevin Coleman. Carroll's got Duke Johnson. Lyons gets Woods, wide receiver. Mack, running back, Indianapolis, goes to Brian. We're rolling through the NFC draft. Still on the board at quarterback, you have Matthew Stafford, Phillip Rivers, Alex Smith, Dak Prescott, Matt Ryan.
Wow, Matty Ice still
Matt
available.
Ryan is still out there. Nobody kept Matt Ryan and nobody's drafted him yet in the NFC. That's a freaking shocker. Running back. Oh, you got Deion Lewis. Oh, looks like most of the solid talent. I mean, you still got some good talent, but your top flight guys are all off the board. Wide receiver. Still some pretty decent guys up there near the top. Look like Michael Crabtree, Corey Davis, Randall Cobb, Crowder.
Devontae Parker, Emmanuel Sanders.
There's still some talent up there. Sterling Shepard is a guy who's looked to be coming on with the Giants.
Cooper Kupp, he got a lot of pub last year.
You dropped him and went with Russell, huh? Russell Wilson over Matt Ryan.
Well, I mean, that running, those rushing yards.
That does. Hope that works out for you. You need to. You're still searching for that elusive playoff win, Corey. At least you made the playoffs last season, though. Still searching for that win. Finishing up round 2 here. Saquon Barkley and LaShawn McCoy were your 1 and your 2 pick. First 4 picks were all running backs. Followed by your 5th pick of Kelsey. That's your top 5. Saquon Barkley, McCoy, Freeman, Howard, and Kelsey. If any owners of the AFC are watching and you'd like to join the show, like Mike just did here a minute ago, just throw it up in the comments and we'll pull you in the show. Looking at the NFC, finishing up their second round here. So Bandits are on the clock. No draft pick trades in the NFC last season, so they didn't have anybody that had extra first-round picks. There were no draft pick trades. I like to use my draft picks. It's a valuable commodity, and you can pull guys out of somebody's hands with a draft pick that you may not have been able to do with a player. So I like to use my draft picks.
Yeah, I'm not afraid.
I ain't scared. Because if I lose one, I'll just make a trade to get a pick back if it doesn't work out, I like to be smart, a smart general manager. Now, last season, in the NFC, you had the number 1 seed as the Skull Crushers, as they were the second best team. They were the highest scoring team and second best record to the Beaver Street Roar. But they were the class of the NFC pretty much all the way through. They got the first round bye, and then they got bounced by Donkey Punch. You put up 192 points on them in the second round. Mo Betta Butta, new owner, made his playoff debut. And also got bounced by the Cinderella story that was Vandalay Industries, who absolutely backed in on a loss into the playoffs, took down division champion Corey with the Pack Attack is back in the first round, putting up a meager 114 as Corey could only muster 103 points in his first ever playoff appearance. Waited all those years to put up 103 points. Oh, Corey. Poor Corey. Now, Donkey Punch, after battling with Mo Better Butter all season, fell to the wild card spot and had to face off against Average Joe in the first round, who won their division. Average Joe did not fare well against Donkey Punch, went down, only put up 119 as Donkey Punch scored 175. Donkey Punch was putting up some solid points, 175 in the first round, 192 in the second round, went on to take that the NFC Championship and move on. Vandalay Industries, who they played in the NFC Championship, absolutely backed in on a loss to the sixth via the three-way tiebreaker to grab the final playoff seed. Barely put up enough points to beat anybody else in the league in round one, and gets by Corey, only puts up 103. Has probably one of the best games they'd had all freaking season in the playoffs, and then finally, comes back to reality post 120. Nobody expected Vandalay Industries to make it, and they got in the playoffs, got hot, and just won their matchups and got through. So that's how the NFC shook out last year. You had only one new owner in. Average Joe was a veteran owner. Donkey Punch, a former champion. Pack Attack Is Back was a veteran owner. Vandalay Industries was a veteran owner, and so was Skull Crushers. Only one new owner making it, and that was Mo Better Butter, who came away without a victory. Into the 8th round here. The Bears are on the clock. Corey Davis was just drafted. Matt's over here setting up his trading block already. I gotta look at my team. The new owners in the NFC last season, you had Mob Adjacent, who finished 5-8. Take It Deep, who finished 5-8. The Bears, who finished 5-8. Mo Better Butter at 9-4. Ghostman at 7-6. Joey's Tank Tops at 7-6. Dirt Dogs at 4-9. So the NFC new owners did not fare near as well as the new owners in the AFC did, as half of the playoff field, including the champion that came from the AFC, were all new owners. So as a whole, the AFC currently looks like the stronger conference after the first year. It's truth. So far, it looks like the stronger conference. They posted the stronger playoff teams last season. It looks like the new owners added in the AFC with the old owners are so far statistically look like a stronger group. So the AFC looks to be the stronger of the two conferences. And in the first AFC versus NFC, they won. So.
Yeah. But that's just how we're gonna mirror the NFL. That's the awesome thing about the Hardcore Challenge. I mean, for years in the NFL, it seemed that it was either AFC dominant or NFC dominant, and now they're saying it's still NFC dominant. There's more good teams in the NFC than there are in the AFC, and that's like a cyclical change, if you will. And I could see that happening in our league as well. It's just a matter of time. And the best thing about this Hardcore Challenge is the continuity that we have. So you can develop teams, and teams can get better, or teams can get worse, all that. I did a massive team overhaul compared to what I had over recent years. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. But
I did too. I tried to build for the future last season. I really tried to grab a young quarterback, somebody I knew was going to be around for a while. I tried to grab his number one wide receiver who was going to be with him for a while. I was looking at running backs and defensive player. I was really trying to build for the future because last year was your one chance to reboot, and hopefully, you know, I made the right choices. I hope. I went 5-8 last season though.
Yeah.
Wasn't a great year for me. I started out rough. I cleaned it up in the middle, but just couldn't stay consistent.
Yeah, I've got a lot. Yeah, I went 11-2 last year. I don't know if I can do that again. You know, that was like some stars aligning and stuff. There were some games maybe I shouldn't have won that I still ended up winning. You know, so
Then you posted 92 in the
yeah.
AFC
There was a combination of bad moves and just my team was hurt and had a bunch of fill-ins and just stapled together, you know, and they didn't show up. That's just how that went. So didn't help that I had Giovanni Bernard on my bench, who put up like 30 points.
Your team is now on the clock.
My team is not on the clock.
Your team is now on the clock.
It's not my team, but great showing tonight for the draft, though, from all of the owners. It's pretty awesome to see pretty much everybody here and participating, and I can't see my team. What do you mean you can't see your team? What are you talking about, Lines? Why? What do you mean, why can't you see your team? On team rosters, right there in the middle of team rosters on the right-hand side is where you should be able to see your team. And you can click at the top. There's a drop-down menu. You can look at everybody's roster, not just your own. And you can move those boxes up and down and modify the size of them. The Black Hole, our newest owner. We have one new owner in the NFC this season, one new owner in the AFC. Lions, owner of the Black Hole, is one of two new owners. 30 returning owners out of the 32 last season, so we did pretty good with adding in good, consistent talent with the new owners that we brought in. And it's good to see that many. Hopefully next season we have 32 returning, which is our goal. Which our goal this coming into this season, we didn't quite make it, but we came very damn close. So hopefully next season we'll have 32 returning owners, and we won't have to do the owner dance again. Because I feel like the two guys that we added are solid owners, because they were guys that one of them really wanted in last season, and he's in now. And the other was a guy who showed a great deal of interest once we had that position come open late. So we'll hopefully they work out. They were both here and participated, and are participating. One of them's on the clock right now.
Yeah, and with those 32 owners returning next year, we hope for, hopefully, we can get 32 owners to lovely Las Vegas on this day next year. That's right. Just imagine 32 team owners from around the world, practically, or at least North America, and all meeting in Vegas for a weekend, culminating with the draft.
Yeah, we're all over. We're all over the country. We've got guys in the Northeast, West Coast,
Canada,
several owners in Canada, Northeast, South, Southeast, Midwest. It is really a national league, international league, all over North America, with our 32 owners. So, and the Cup's been all over. They just came back from Canada. It's here now. Took a little damage in the hit, so I've got to pack it a little better and do some refurbishing to it and change the plaque before I send it back out to Kevin. He'll have it in hand before the season starts. And Tom and his new addition on the top, the greatest hardcore champion. I'm thinking RBs. It's true statistically, but it doesn't make me any less sick to say it. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's always going to be on there unless the next guy actually
puts something over it.
He can't just take it off.
He can't take it off. He's got to leave it there. But your modification could be doing whatever the hell you want to do that.
Who put Groot on there? Is that I Am Groot?
I am Groot. Yep.
Yeah.
So that was fitting.
Yeah.
Our first, that's part of the damage I got to fix. His leg got broke. So I got to fix him. Urlacher was added by Oski Assassins, now Knoxville Assassins. Bison Broncos put the Bison on there. Donkey Punch put the Donkey Dude on there. I'm thinking Arby's added the flags to make it an international cup. Was one of the first things, and then he added that on top. And the Stinky Pinky Hand that I got to put back on, but that came off. So, gonna get shirts for what? The Vegas trip? So we all wear the same shirts? Be those guys wear like fucking berets and shit? Like it's freaking National Lampoon's European Vacation?
No, negatory, hard pass.
Where are we at here? We've got Renegade Misfits on the clock.
Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes. Brad goes, what a homer. Brad takes Mahomes, the Chiefs fan. Boy, you're hoping that doesn't blow up in your face.
So yeah, I'm gonna look into like group deals and see what we can get. And it's pretty much the same all over the country. It's like so cheap to fly to Vegas. I think they make it that way. They've got to deal with the airlines or something like that. We literally just do a weekend. Maybe you just do a day.
Yeah.
Man, you keep talking about the heat. Who cares? We're going to be inside.
The heat? Who says something about the heat?
We're not going to have an outdoor draft.
Jesus H. Christ. You candy ass. We're not doing it on the street. It's hot. It's fucking hot outside right now. The hell are you talking about? My God.
Sure, all those buildings have some of the best central air conditioning in the world. And
Yeah.
they pump like oxygen and stuff into the casinos and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, we'll be all high on life.
High on something. That's for damn sure. Especially if I'm in Vegas. Black Hole is having problems with his draft board. Says he can't see his roster. It's just got a white screen there. I would say reboot it. I'm with that. Just reboot your draft board and come back in. At least you're able to still make your picks, but... Well, hell no, we ain't gonna draft and go home. We're gonna draft and then go hit the town for a night of debauchery and stupidity. That's what we're gonna do. And bad choices and all sorts of fun things. That's what we're gonna do. Mixed in with a football draft.
Yeah.
We're finishing up round 9. We got the Dirt Dogs and the Bandits. Bandits getting ready to double dip. Here's they got the back-to-back picks ending the 9th and then starting the 10th round. Curious to see who Willie takes there. Jesus Christ. My God.
Just wear a hat.
You pasty bastard. You'll be fine. We'll only take you outside at night. Like a fucking vampire. I'm just warning people. This guy's
What
he's
are
all about
you,
safety.
like a lifeguard or something?
He's all about safety.
He's the Surgeon General.
Let me show you something.
Hey guys.
That worked. All right, Lions figured it out.
We're going to a desert, and guess what? It's gonna be really hot. Boy, breaking news.
Breaking news. Dun dun dun.
It's hot in Las Vegas.
Let's see what we got. Let's look at the new guy over in the NFC. He's got Jared Goff at quarterback for the Black Hole, Jay Ajayi, Joe Mixon, A.J. Green, Will Fuller, Kyle Rudolph. Fuck, that's a solid team, man. Robert Woods,
They say he's always
Emmanuel
open.
Sanders. That's a solid team.
Yeah, not a bad start for
That's
the new
not
guy.
a bad team. That team that he took over went 7-6.
Middle of the road, apparently.
Yeah, so they weren't terrible. Was it the owner? You know, you don't know. But they had a winning record, and they were very close to getting a wild card position. So.
Just wear a big hat, a big wide brimmed hat.
That's what we think.
I'm not sure what happened there.
He's an idiot. So that's what happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice, Corey.
I love my new sound effects. They're great. I need more, though. This just isn't quite enough. Pretty happy with this team so far. Let's check out. The Pack Attack is back. So he's got Russell Wilson. Went with Russell Wilson against keeping Matt Ryan. Alvin Kamara. David Johnson. Golden Tate. Stephon Diggs. Doyle at tight end. The Ravens D. Jarvis Landry at the flex. Wagner at linebacker. Corey does have a solid team thus far. Looking like a possible run back to the playoffs and maybe get your first victory. That's actually got a solid team with Kamara and David Johnson in at running back. With Russell Wilson, Golden Tate, and Stephon Diggs. Plus you got Landry. I was looking at, you grabbed Wagner, didn't you? I was looking at Wagner.
Yeah, I got Wagner. I got Wagner and Kuechly at linebackers, man. I feel pretty good there.
Yeah, that might be all right.
It's good!
Might be all right. Finishing up, just starting in here on round 10, working our way through it. In the NFC, Alex Smith's now off the board. Kristen scooped him up. Meredith just off the board for Travis. The Renegade Misfits, wide receiver. Aguilar, wide receiver, to Brad, the Knoxville Assassins. Zach takes J.J. Watt. I thought about Watt too, but man, I had Watt last year and then he went down. I've tried going with him for a couple seasons. He just can't stay healthy. You know, it's my only concern. He's a talented dude, insanely talented, but he cannot stay healthy. He just seems to be a little too fragile on the lower half of the body.
And now, finally, one of their draft picks is starting to come around. And if J.J. Watt can stay healthy, on the other side, they have Jadeveon Clowney. That Houston defense might be able to make a little bit of noise. Just saying.
Yeah. Possibility. On the clock is Black Hole, our new owner lines in the NFC. Should be interesting to see how he fits in that division. It was dominated by two 9-4 teams as Mo Better Butter and Donkey Punch battled to 9-4, with Mo Better Butter taking down Donkey Punch in the final game of the final week to take the division from him. It went all the way down to the wire between those two, and now you've got lines being added in that division. The Renegade Misfits, Travis had actually was doing well. He was 5-5 and was still in the hunt, and then dropped the last 3 games, all 3 of his divisional games, and in the divisional skid, and finished rough. So, but Renegade Misfits they were in our division in the Dirty South before. He's a capable owner, and I think he'll be back and battling hard this season. Joey's Tank Tops, interesting name, and I believe there's a backstory to that.
I think it's pretty funny.
I believe there's a backstory to that involving Average Joe and his tank tops. So we'll have to. We need them to divulge that. A little inside joke there, obviously. So Average Joe. See, there's some. Average Joe is brother-in-laws with Joey's tank tops.
Oh, really?
So I believe that's an inside family joke.
Oh, wow.
And Average Joe is actually married to Mob Adjacent, and Mob Adjacent's brother is Joey's Tank Top. So there's the 6 degrees of separation between those folks. So yeah, the Joey's Tank Tops is a shot at the other owner, I believe. Which I love. Anytime to shot at anybody.
That's funny.
That's a great thing. That makes it even better. So, but I got to know the whole story behind that name. I got to know the whole story. Average Joe is on the clock right now. Let's check out Average Joe. They're one of the top powerhouses actually in this league, as they'd made the playoffs last season. They got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Mark Ingram, Ronald Jones, running back from Tampa, Allen Robinson, Brandon Cooks, Kittle at tight end, the Eagles D, Tevin Coleman at the flex, Randall Cobb on the bench. Solid looking team thus far for Average Joe. Solid team. I heard no banjo playing. I have no idea. Let's see where we're at. We're finishing up round 10 here. Mo Betabud is on the clock. Mo got some votes for vice president, but just didn't quite have the backing this season. I think it was a little much for a new owner to jump in and try and even probably run for vice president yet. I think that just because you didn't probably have enough people know you and have enough of a backing in a few more years, that probably would change, I would think. But you never know. Maybe the old owners were just sick of the way things were going and they want some new blood.
I will be putting in a package, and I will post it in the Facebook group as well as in the actual league at NFL.com. What that trip to Vegas would look like for each of us. I'll do something like, I don't know, I think we need a minimum 10 people. It'd be cool, minimum 10 from each division or each conference, but
that would be nice.
You know,
that would be nice.
Next year.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! Yeah, next year, Mo, you give it another shot. I might have to hang up my.
Yeah, because nothing says you run next year. So
yeah,
that's what happened to Tom. I think Tom, you had it for a couple years, and then I think Tom was the VP for like 2 or 3 years in a row.
Your team is now on the clock.
And he just decided to step down. He wanted to.
Your team is now on the clock.
Get some new blood in there, and he wanted to. It's nice to have, because we like to have the vice president always have some input or a chance to change something or add a tweak or add a rule change. It's part of the benefit of getting in. If you've got an idea that you wanted to get implemented, that's how we got the individual defensive players. That was Matt's idea. And then we expounded on it and went with the whole squad that we have now. And I freaking love having the defensive players, man. It makes our league so much different.
That's what enables us to have, 2 16-team conferences, because we now have a talent pool deep enough with the addition of defensive players.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, because we had the original league was 20 owners, all basically in one league, and to be able to have that many owners, we were trying to come up with a way to increase the talent pool to still make you be able to have as many options to game and come up with strategies during the week, and that worked out awesome, because we literally see it every week. Somebody wins off of their defense every week in the league. It happens every week. Somebody's defense just goes off, and they lead the team instead of some of the stronger players on the offense.
Sacks are such big points, because not only do you get a tackle point or whatever, but you also get the
yards for loss, the sacks yards for loss.
Plus it's a sack, and I think that's an extra 2 points.
That's 2 points. The sacks are 2 points. You get the yards lost and tackle for loss that adds up and accumulates over the game. So there's lots of ways to score. Linebackers can score so many different ways. Defended passes for the D-backs.
Well, for anybody.
Yeah,
linebackers and
yeah, it's
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to score, and you should be able to have that. There's superstars on both sides of the ball, and that's what it always bugged me about fantasy football is you didn't get the benefit of having that superstar on defense.
You just had a team defense.
You just had a team defense, but the points weren't set up so that it was a gigantic benefit to having that individual as much. So to have those superstar individuals, defensive player of the years, I think that puts a huge wrinkle in our league. Huge wrinkle in our league. All right, we're winding down on round 11 here in the NFC. It's looking interesting. Matt Stafford just come off the board.
Man,
That is. And Khalil Mack. Somebody just now drafted Khalil Mack. He was one of my keepers. That Khalil Mack puts up some scores.
but he's not even.
Khalil Mack's not. It's like he's not going to not play.
He's not even signed.
He is too signed. He's under
Well, I
contract.
mean, he's under contract, but I mean, like, he hasn't reported yet.
He hasn't reported, and we can franchise his ass for the next 2 seasons. Even after this year. So we really have him by the balls. He's gonna be in camp.
Yeah, but you know, when players hold out, it always seems like a good idea, but you have to be concerned about players that hold out because they don't get the same training camp kind of reps.
Got Mack, Mosley, and Wagner. That's a good pickup, Corey. I think Mack is. There's a reason I kept Mack. Mack's solid. Mack is he's solid. That's the reason I've kept him. So I think you'll do good with him. That's a pretty good lineup you got. All right, we're going to step away for just a second, and we'll be back with you in about 2 minutes. Hang tight. Finishing up round 11 here in the NFC. We'll be back with you in a moment. And we're back. Thank you for joining us. Kevin, I'd like to bring you on camera. If you're watching, Kevin, and you want to join, throw some up in the comments. I'd like to bring you on. Anybody else that would like to come on the show, we'd like to bring you on as well. We had Mikey T-Well, owner of Zeke and Destroy, on earlier. We've got Matt, our vice president in studio, owner of Beaver Street Roar. And if any of you others would like to join the show as well, if you're watching through your handheld device, go ahead and throw it up in the comments and we'll add you in as well. Do it. Do it. Curious to see how you feel about your draft, how you thought your drafts went, and what have you. My draft, I feel pretty good about.
Yeah, I feel good about my draft.
You said you had a waiver wire in already?
Yep.
Let me look at my draft here. I'd like to take a peek. My draft, see how things are going on. We're in round 12 now of the NFC draft. Some of the teams are looking pretty solid in the NFC as I was glancing over the depth charts and who's been drafted already. Let's see, how am I looking? My team. It's just great being able to click on my team. And there's a team there. It's a great thing.
Yeah, I've been waiting for football for a long time.
Yeah, just to have a team to play with now. I don't like that NWT I see next to Khalil Mack on my roster, though.
Not with team.
Not with team. I don't like that at all. The not with team. That's an unfortunate thing to see on my roster, but that's all right. I'm not concerned about that. I don't have any bench defensive guys, though. I'm pretty strong on bench offense. 3 quarterbacks. Stockton running backs. Tevin Coleman, Marshawn Lynch, Tavon Austin, Latavius Murray, James White. Those are my running backs. I feel pretty solid about that. It's a solid running back stable. Do what? It's on the table. Rashard Matthews, I thought, was a solid pickup late for me.
Yeah, he's decent.
I was surprised he was still there. And Tavon Austin, who's tagged as a running back, positionally, it makes him very interesting for me to be able to use. That's part of the reason I drafted him, is they have him listed as a running back. Now there was it was Charles Clay, wasn't it, last year that got listed as a running back for a while too, who was actually kind of a tight end. I think he was listed as a running back, or was a running back and he was listed as a tight end, something.
Well, Charles Clay is a tight end.
Yeah, so it was the other way around. He was listed as a running back for some reason, and was able to use him as a running back because that's how they had him listed.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I've seen a couple of players that have had like a dual designation, as in both running back and wide receiver.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that maybe in a while. I don't know, but I know I've seen it before.
Interesting. But yeah, that's part of the reason I grabbed him, because I've had Tavon Austin before, and he's good for those big splash plays. You got to use him strategically on matchups. He's good for big splash plays, but the fact he was a running back I thought was interesting, so that's why I scooped him up. I really like my team. I don't think I need to go to the waiver wire in week 1. I'm pretty happy with everybody. Just depends on how Khalil Mack progresses through his holdout. If I need to pick up a defensive lineman to fill his spot in week 1, that would be rough.
I actually picked up another defensive line. I got Myles Garrett pretty late, and he was a first-round draft pick by the Cleveland Browns, and stands to be, I don't know, one of the anchors to that Cleveland defense, which is, touted as being pretty good, even though they went 0-16 last year.
Yeah. Game Center. So let's see how I shake out against my opponent here in week 1. So they're projecting that you're going to win, huh?
That's what it looks like.
115 to 98. 98. Well, I'm getting a 0 for Khalil Mack for 1.
Yep.
And that's because I have him in there right now. So I'm getting that that's a 0. And Khalil Mack's going to get way more than a freaking 0. So you got to look at that a little bit.
But he still wouldn't be projected as for 17.
Not for
if anything, he'd be projected for like 5 or 6 or something like that. Because that's
usually what defensive guys are projected.
Yeah.
But they usually get way more than that.
Absolutely.
Especially your linebackers. The projections are always way off on the defensive guys.
Bobby Wagner and Luke Kuechly are projected both at 5 and the other one at 6 in that order. So
interesting. Interesting. I went with Sam Darnold and Andy Dalton to back up Derek Carr. Darnold is my rookie. I like to gamble on a rookie quarterback every season because if he turns hot, he can fill a void for some other team, and it's a good way for me to pick up a draft pick. Because if quarterbacks are a high commodity, if he comes out hot like Deshaun Watson last season, and there's such a hot commodity, you can't pass it up.
yeah, but there's a huge difference between Deshaun Watson and Sam Arnold. Darnold.
Well, yeah, but if he comes out and he's setting the world on fire and winning games for the Jets and being a statistical juggernaut, well then, but who knows? It's probably not going to happen. But I have been very lucky in the past doing that. I did it with Johnny Manziel. I've done it with Sam Bradford. I've done it with a lot of rookies over the years. It always seems to work out because guys need quarterbacks so badly at the beginning of the season. People get desperate. And they start to lose.
I got Kirk Cousins and Deshaun Watson.
I'm always open for a trade.
Yep.
Just got to make the offer.
My trading block has been updated.
I'm always open for a trade. I'm good with who I got for right now. I'm willing to just sit back and let week 1 roll.
Mack, Mosley, and Wagner. That's solid.
And see what shakes out.
I prefer the graph projections.
Well, it's showing you the little bigger 131 to 114.
Your team is now on the clock.
Not really.
Not really.
Your team
just
is
got
now
the
on the
NFC.
clock.
I assure you it is not.
It is not our team, but we the NFC draft board up. Iansa just got drafted. We're in the round 13 for the NFC. As we are winding down, we are going to end our Hardcore Challenge Live Draft Central coverage at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We'll let the late rounds of the NFC run through, and then we will pop back on and post the first round as well on the NFC to recap what they have drafted thus far. But it was Saquon Barkley off the board first in the NFC. It was Saquon Barkley and LaShawn McCoy in the NFC. In the AFC, it was David Johnson and Saquon Barkley. Were your first 2 overall picks. Running backs were key in both leagues. They were first off the board.
Yeah, I guess, and there's not as much talent at the running back position as,
Not left out there for keepers,
Right.
because obviously if you got a stud running back, you're going to keep them. We saw a couple weird things with the keepers. We saw in the AFC, the new owner, Steve, owner of the Black Hole that took over for Pale Horseman, not keep David Johnson. Decided to keep Cameron Braith, tight end for the
Tampa
Bucks,
Bay.
over David Johnson. I thought that was an odd, but,
Yeah, well, they're still...
Or maybe he just didn't have faith in David Johnson.
Maybe.
That might have been it. It might not have been picking somebody over him. Maybe he just has no faith in David Johnson.
Yeah.
And then you got Mo Betabutta, who kept Eddie Lacy, which was my other head scratcher.
Yeah. David Johnson was out for the year with a wrist injury last season. So
Yeah, it's not like it was a knee
or
or
it's not a knee or an ankle or a hip or anything.
No, so a wrist, they can deal with that a lot of different ways, braces and what have you. I don't see that as a reason, but what have you? Everybody has their strategy, so we'll see how that shakes out. But I thought it was odd that forced Saquon Barkley, because David Johnson went the first pick, so that forced Saquon Barkley into the second pick into Zeke and Destroy, who, like we said earlier when we talked to him, also got Tom Brady, which I think was probably the biggest first round for anybody.
Yeah.
Tom Brady and Saquon Barkley, grabbing both of those guys in the first round after you've just got your 5 keepers. That's pretty damn.
That's huge.
That's pretty big. We already had Dak Prescott as his quarterback for the future. To have Tom Brady for maybe 1 year, to ride him, and have him as an alternate, it's pretty freaking big. So
I don't figure Dak Prescott as a fantasy starter.
I don't either. I'm not sold on Dak Prescott myself. So.
Yeah.
But this is the 10th anniversary of the Hardcore Challenge. This is our 10th draft, our 10th year, our 10th season. We started out in 2009 with 12 teams. Then in 2010 we went to 20, where we rode until last season, where we had our expansion and our reboot and reshuffle and reshuffled the deck, and now we're up to 32 owners, and this will be our second season. Last season was awesome with the 32 owners. The Super Bowl worked out well. Everything worked out well all the way down. We had a great matchup in the Super Bowl, and it went off smoothly, and I can't wait for this season to see it, keep growing and keep getting better. And thanks the talent pool that we added with the new owners, mixed in with our old owners, just seems to be a great fit thus far.
And I'm hoping we can have all 32 owners come back next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. I know some people are probably going to drop off here and there because, we lost one owner because he disappeared, and that's about it. No one knows anything about it. So, anyway, hopefully we can have all 32 owners back next season, not to mention do a live draft in Las Vegas, So.
Yes, absolutely. We want to keep making it fun. We're going to have, we got league t-shirts that the order's been put in for. We'll be having those in soon. We'll get those shipped out to the owners that bought them. And then next year we'll have we'll do a whole different design. We'll try to do something themed for the season. This year we kind of did, somewhat of a generic shirt. We wanted to use some of the logos and stuff that we had, we've used for years over the season. And wanted the first shirt to be somewhat of a staple, and so we're doing those first, but we're gonna do try to do a little more fun with the shirts every year and make them something cool, and maybe we'll do like a Vegas theme if we're gonna have the Vegas draft next season. We'll do owner shirts for that or something cool like that. But hopefully more owners next season will participate in the shirts, and every year we're only gonna do one run of them, one order. That way, it's kind of a limited edition thing, and you can only get them if you're an actual league owner. So only 32, the most is 32 shirts will ever be made each year, and you guys will be the only ones that ever have them. It's a cool conversation piece, I guess, if you're wearing it and somebody asks you what the hell it is. You can say it's
only
fantasy football league
only the best fantasy football league.
Only the best can get in. I'm sorry, that's why you don't know about it, because you're not the best. It's the pinnacle of fantasy football competition. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. That's what you tell them. And it'll always say league owner on the back. Hardcore Challenge, league owner. I think that is a necessity because I want, when you're walking around and somebody sees it, I want them to ask, what the hell is that? And then you can tell. It's the pinnacle of fantasy football competition. It's only for the best. That's why you've never heard of it, because you're obviously not the best. Unless you're beating 31 other owners in 2 conferences of competition, in division play, having to face your division rivals twice a year, battling at the beginning of the season, the end of the season, you got to carry keepers from year to year, you got to field a defense, you got to field an offense, you got to be able to work draft pick trades, it's like being an NFL GM, owner, everything. You got to do it all. That's real fantasy football competition.
Oh yeah. So closest thing to being a general manager you can get in a fantasy football game. So
yeah, that's been our goal, is to try to make it as most like the NFL as possible, and hopefully, I think we have succeeded thus far. And we hope to continue to do so. So, we hope you've enjoyed a little over 3 hours of live draft coverage with us at Draft Central for the Hardcore Challenge. Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. I'm excited, man. We had great participation tonight. All the owners for the most part in the NFC are still drafting, even in the late rounds. The AFC owners were all there in full force. Everybody's ready. Let's get it, man.
Yeah.
I expect to see some some trades start to come through. Remember, you got 48-hour waiting period for all your trades. We both have to approve them. That gives you guys a chance for 48 hours to send us any disapproval of trades, and then we'll weigh all the options and decide if we approve or don't.
Earlier in the week, the better. Got Thursday games, Thursday games.
You need to get your trades in by Tuesday night if you want to be able to have them for the Thursday game. So you gotta keep that in mind. Somebody forgets every year. So, hey man, it's locked and loaded now. The NFC's finishing up. You've all got rosters. Year 10 is upon us. Are you ready for the challenge?
I was born ready for the challenge, and I hope you are too.
I know I'm ready. I got a team, and it's just awesome to be able to hit my team and see a roster there.
That's right.
It's on.
I can't stop looking at it.
It's on. And I play this Joker in week 1.
Week 1.
Oh.
El Presidente versus Vice Presidente.
That means next week the shows are going to start getting juicier. We'll start having Game of the Week specials. And, man, it's time. Season 10. Are you ready for the challenge? Good luck. Game on.